Good morning, folks. This is old Tumbleweed coming to you from downtown Gibsonton, Showtown, USA. Now, this is, I think, number 6. And like I told you before, I have all summer to do this, so I think the last time we left off, I was in Mariana Reform School. And I explained to you about all the beatings, or not all of them, but a lot of beatings that went on there, and they killed that little boy. And if you didn't get it, you need to go back and watch it, because it was a pretty important one. But when I was up there, you know, I spent 3 years up there. I went up there in '58. I got out in '60. I was 13 when I got out. I was just about 16 when I got out. I must have been 16. And normally they don't let you stay that long. Normally you're out of there in 8, 12 months, something like that. But I don't know why they just kept me in there, and they put me in the kitchen washing dishes. And the instructor right there, infield, he must have liked me because he was also a paddler. He was also a beater, yes. And I'll tell you what happened to me one time. I'm in the kitchen, and my job, other than washing dishes, was to, you know, scrub the floors and peel potatoes and peel onions. And today I cannot peel onions. I used to sit in there in the cooler, and maybe some of you boys that was in there too did the same thing as I did. Peel onions and potatoes, and we went in the cooler. And boy, I tell you, to this day I can't peel onions. That's one thing I just can't do. But anyway, in the morning they would bring the milk over on a wagon, and they had a little tractor. They used to call it a tug. It was a little, it was a military surplus job, a little tractor. You know, you guys see them. Anyway, in the back they had a wagon, and there was milk crates full of small little milk bottles. Now, they used to bottle this milk over on the number 2 side. And every morning, they would bring this milk over, and it was my job to go get the milk from the wagon, take it up to the cooler, and put it in the cooler. Now, they had a rule up there. You could not have a conversation with a colored boy. You could not talk to him. So anyway, that particular morning, and I just never thought nothing about it. They brought the milk over. One boy drove it over there, and we're carrying it up the steps there. And I don't think he ever carried it up the steps. I think I had to carry it. He never kind of left his tug right there. He brought it over there, and he was kind of scared too. He knew he couldn't talk to white boys. So I'm carrying it. I'm talking to him. We're talking about, hey, how you doing? You getting letters from home? You know, you had any visitors? And we just talking, normal talk, nothing, you know. And I looked around, looked up that, went big long steps going up into the kitchen, and there that bastard was. Mr. Infield. And he was looking at me. And he just kind of smiled. And I hope his grandkids and his kids are watching, because he was as evil as they came. He was mean. I'll tell you a little story about him later on, and how this all turned out. So anyway, he just smiled at me. He knew he had me, see. Of course, he wrote me up. Well, they took both of us to the White House. Well, I never seen that little boy again. Never. He never come back over there after they beat us. And who beat us? It's Enfield. That's right. That's right. They called him Mr. Enfield. I don't know what his first name was. But anyway, he had a wife. We called her Mrs. Enfield. Now, she had the upholstery shop. And by the way, let me step back a little bit. It was about a year I was up there when I decided to run away. And I said, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get out of here. Now I ain't going. I don't care where I go. I just want to get out of here. Maybe it wasn't a year. Maybe it was just a few months. I don't know exactly when it was. But anyway, there was a place down below the kitchen that some boys had said that was a rape room. Well, I never experienced any rape below the kitchen, but there was a room down there, and a lot of these men today will tell you they got raped in that rape room below the kitchen. Well, I went down there on occasion, and I noticed there was a great big tunnel that went under the kitchen. And I assumed it went all the way through under the campus, and it was about 6 feet tall. You could walk in it. So I thought, man, I done my research a little bit, which I wasn't too smart when I was 14, you know what I mean? But I said, that water has got to go somewhere. And all the sewerage and all the kitchen waste and everything went down in that big sewer pipe, and it went under the campus, into the creek, and into a river. Now, I was talking to Greg Bird the other day, who lives up there, and he named that river. He knew where that river was. So that river probably flowed to another river, and I thought, well, I watch them bring them dogs in all the time with them boys that ran away, and the first thing they do is make them boys pet them dogs after they beat them. And make them boys and suffering and beat and chewed up, and they'd beat you, and oh man, it was horrible. I mean, they would drag you in there, and I seen them boys getting beat, come out all bloody, their legs bloody, their backs bloody, and then they would make them boys pet the dogs. And those of you who was caught by dogs, if you're still with us today and you can watch this video and see you remember that they'd make you pet the dog. Well, now they had the dogs caged right outside the White House, on the left side where I was looking at out the window, the left side, which was the back of the White House. And they did that because they said that if a boy ran away, they'd go to his locker and get his shoes or his shirt, and they would sniff the dog's nose, and then they would go out there and he would track you. Well, if you got loose from that pen and you're the last one to run away, that dog would run at your cottage and chew you up. So you had to make friends with these dogs. Well, anyway, I had an idea that I was going to run away. Yeah, I was done with this. So I thought, if I can get in the water down there and keep in the water and the slop and the puke and the poop and all that running down that river, that under that campus, that's got to go somewhere. And if I can just get in there, man, he ain't going to catch me. So I had the bright idea that I'm going to run away. Well, I'm working in the kitchen, and I had access to butcher knives and paring knives, so I smuggled a couple of them down there and put them in that under the kitchen there. And the only mistake I made was I told somebody to go with me. I said, hey, you want to run away? Yeah, I'll run away. I said, man, I got a plan. I said, I think we can get away. I think we can get out of here. Now, let me tell you something now. We was only a few miles from the Alabama border. I don't know how many miles it was, but when I was boxing, we had went across the border into Alabama and places like that, so I knew it wasn't very far. Couldn't have been just a few miles, which it ain't, really, now that I know where I'm at. But I thought, if I can just get across that Alabama line, I'm free. They ain't gonna come get me. So I told this boy, I said, listen, we're gonna run, I got it all planned out, certain time, we're gonna come down to the kitchen, we're gonna go and blah, 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 blah. Well, that puke was what we called them, because that's what they were pukes, rats, snitches, whatever you call them. We call them pukes. All you boys that was up there remembers the word puke. And there was a few of them that were pukes. Well, this puke, after a couple of days there, went right straight to Hatton and told them what our plan was. Well, they took me down. They didn't beat him because he didn't do anything, I guess. He puked on me. Boy, they beat me, and I remember this beating. This was a bad beating. They want to put it into me. It makes me just, tears come to my eyes thinking about how bad that beating was. Anyway, my wife said it's about 15 minutes here. I'd like to finish this story though, so it's going to be a little bit longer. So anyway, they took me down and beat me. And then that cured for a while there. But the point I'm making is about 2 weeks or 3 weeks went by. My ass was split open. My shorts was dug into my back and my legs. And I were black and blue, and I was crippled, and I mean, it hurt bad. And about 2 weeks went by, and let's get back to the kitchen where I'm talking to this little black boy. And that infield knew that he had me again. Sure enough, he wrote me up. Now, my back and my butt and my legs were not even starting to heal up yet. Well, guess what, folks? I went down again. They took both of us down there for us talking. Just how rotten they were. That's just how bad the state of Florida and them employees who worked there were. I can't emphasize, folks, how bad these people were. I mean, I just can't make you. It's just unthinkable in my life today to sit here and think how you could treat a little boy, a little baby this way. I mean, to think about your grandkids, your kids, little skinny kids. I mean, they take them in and lay them on the couch, on the bed, and hit them with this damn strap, and just hit them and hit them and hit them until they bleed, and go home to their kids and their mamas, and their wives and their babies and their churches, and praise God how you are. Well, let me tell you, folks. I know I'm a little bitter. Yes, I am. I am bitter. I'm very bitter. Will I forgive? No, I can't forgive them. I don't care. I mean, I know half of them are gone. There's one still alive, I guess. He's in an old folks home up there in Marianna. His name is Troy Tidwell. And I just want to tell you how I feel about it, folks. But anyway, that's a story that I thought I'd let you folks know. Now, if you like my stories and you want to hear more, don't forget to subscribe to my videos, and then if you would, hit the like button or the dislike button. Who knows, whatever. But I'm here to stay, folks, and I'll be back. And this is old Tumbleweed coming to you from downtown Gibsonton, Showtown, USA. So long for now.